the other thing that we were talking about was that this serves as a great segue into was price points. Say once upon a time you had mentioned, and then you had told me that this is also happening. Was that Rasta's high pricing will allow a lot of room under Rasta for other brands or streetwear companies or projects like that to come up and have space without being seen, without having to worry about them competing with Rasta. Because like
Yeah,
Rasta is in a different, like for four leagues above them in terms of, attainability. So that leaves a lot of room for many other brands to many other people to try stuff out. So how's that
exactly.
been like? How's your review been of the scene overall? And are there any
Uh,
examples you'd like to shout out?
yeah. There are a few examples. I would say the biggest examples are probably Rai.
Mm,
And then the second example would be Fatwa. Uske alawa, there's one or two more that are right at the top of my head. I can't really. Inclusivity is another one that is like very interesting, very cool. There's a bag brand. It's not a streetwear brand, but there's a bag brand still in that contemporary market.
sure.
It's called Warp. फिर उसके बाद there's jewelry brands like Zora Rahman. All of these people are doing amazing things. And then there's a bunch of different streetwear brands uh, that are in that like sort of 1,500 to 2,500 price range that are sort of they're all trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's counterintuitive to them as well because everybody is trying to do the same thing. What is the biggest distinguishing factor for the consumer is the price, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So at that price point, the consumer becomes price conscious. When
Mm,
the consumer becomes price conscious, everybody's having to drive down their prices. And then most of these businesses are going to go out of business because what's going to happen is that the big players in the market, like outfitters, are going to look at the market and they're going to be like, Acha, ye trend set ho rahe hain. We're going to do this. We're going to price everybody out of the market and we're going to start selling what you guys are doing for 1,500 rupees. Because fashion can then, it's very hard to have ownership over like sort of the design and the ethos. Block printing is something that everybody can do. It's like a denim jacket.
yeah.
Denim is a material that everybody can use. Block printing is something that is available to everybody. It's how you use it that sort of, makes yourself look a bit different.
Mm,
रास्ता को थोड़ा high price करने का मकसद ही ये था कि where we don't have to compete on price, where we're able to have a high price point so that our sort of margin of operating income is much higher so that we can attract better talent, we can pay
yeah.
our team better, we
Mm,
can research better, and we can target a customer base that is not interested in these other brands. Just for example, Rasta's customer is not affected by lower price streetwear brands coming into Pakistan because they're not in that customer bracket, right? So I would say that it's been a very good thing that a lot of these streetwear brands have uh, sort of erupted in Pakistan. It's been very good for Rasta because
yeah. Yeah.
overall, just streetwear wala jo landscape hai na, uspe eyeball ज़्यादा upper, and it's good for the overall streetwear landscape as well because the good ones will survive and the bad ones will die. So I'm excited to see which ones go forward and then which ones are left behind.